Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be crafting with some fun things that I found at the Dollar Tree. But to start off, I just wanted to show you two great finds that I actually won't be crafting with, but I thought they were worth mentioning. So first of all, the matte Scotch tape is what I use when I'm making stickers. And the reason is I use this to cover the registration marks so that if there's a glare, sometimes the Cricut gets confused and it can't see the registration marks. If you've done print and cut projects, I'm sure you've faced this before, and I have found that this is the best way to avoid that problem. So that's for the matte Scotch tape. And then these magnetic buttons, I thought these would be perfect if you wanted to make bookmarks at home. You can just print out whatever design you like, decide what size you prefer. I think usually, I want to say 2 inches by, 2 by 4, I think, is a good size, or 2 by 6 if you're going to fold them. And then once you fold it over, you can put a magnet on, each side, glue it down with either glue gun or foam dots, and yeah, and then you have a homemade customized bookmark. Okay, so let's move on. So I found these really cute peel and stick wallpaper sheets at Dollar Tree, and they were $1.25 each. I bought 4 of them, and what I'm thinking of doing with these, I have this old self-healing Cricut mat, which has some like leftover, I don't know, adhesive. It's in bad shape, and she doesn't use it anymore, and I have no use for it because I already have one right here. So what I was thinking is I can use these wallpaper sheets to cover this area, and it would make a nice background for pictures for some of my videos. So let's do that, and let's see how it turns out. Okay, so it just says crack and peel here. So we're just gonna expose part of it to make it easier to lay this down. All right, so let's do the same thing. Okay, so this project is complete. And what I mean when I say pictures is pictures that I take for like my thumbnails, or if I'm doing an unboxing, like a background, not actual photographs, you know. I also bought some of this foam tape, which I thought was perfect for card making. Let's see, you get 2 yards for $1.25. That's a great deal. I also saw these, and I don't know why I never thought to use these before. I always burn my fingers using the glue gun. And this is so perfect. I mean, you get 3, and I'm actually going to use these today for this next project. I found this blank that I thought was really cute. I love these beads on the top. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm actually going to cover the surface with some cute cardstock that I have, but then I also want to do some paper flowers in the corners. And what I'm going to do is I know that the Cricut machine can cut paper flowers, but I like to do them by hand. It definitely takes more time, but I like how they turn out, and I'll show you exactly how I do them. All right, I'm gonna set this aside so we can get started. And the first thing I want to do for this project is choose which cardstock I'd like to use. So let's see. I love this pack. I bought this from Joanne, and I actually have not used any of the sheets yet. So I'm really excited to finally be using them, or one of them at least. I bought this last year, but if I can find it online, I will link it for you. Okay, let's see which one I want to go with for this. Let's see. I'm thinking something not too busy because I want to do the paper flowers. Let's see, how about... I think this one is perfect. Okay, let's do this. Okay, let's cut off the tag. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna apply some Mod Podge, and then we're gonna place this on the paper, and then I'll let it dry, and once it's dry, I'll go around and use my X-Acto knife to cut this, to cut the extra paper, and that way I can save it for another project. And I really don't need a lot. I just need it to hold it in place, and it's not going to be outdoors. I'm just going to have it hanging next to my coffee machine. I have a nice design that I want to put in the middle. And yeah, once we put the paper, I'll just set it aside, and then while it's drying, we can weed out the design, and I'll check on it in a few minutes to see if it's ready. All right, I think that's great. Now let's bring this back in. Let's line it up. I want to make sure it's straight because the design has lines, so it's not gonna look good if it's not lined up. Let's see. Yeah. I wonder, maybe I don't have to wait for it to dry to cut out the extra. I have this brand new X-Acto knife that I'm excited to use. Okay, perfect. Let's move this out of the way. Okay, looks amazing. Okay, let's cover this up, set this aside. All right, so before I work on the paper flowers, I'm gonna weed out the design and place it on here, just so that I know exactly where I want the flowers to go. All right, and I decided to go with the textured gold. I have some gold accents in my kitchen, so I just think it'll look really nice. And then for the flowers, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is gonna give me, I'll set it aside and then I'll deal with you later. For the paper flowers, I'm thinking, I'll bring the papers back in, but I'm thinking just a plain blue, like a darker shade of blue. We'll see. And this just says, coffee is my love language. It really is. I mean, it's one of them. Anyone else feel the same way? Okay. So this is pretty easy to weed out. We get a piece of transfer tape. All right. This should be more than enough. Oh, you know what? Okay, because this is a paper project, I'm actually not going to use this transfer tape. I'm so glad I remembered. I have to use low-tack transfer tape so that it doesn't rip the paper. And for projects like these, I love to use the Caesar brand, and I'll show you which one. It is this Caesar application tape, and I really like it because it's low tack and it won't rip the paper off. All right, so let's line it up. Okay. Wonderful. Let's make sure it's on here. And then I have a teeny heart that I'm missing. It's somewhere on my mat that I have to place on the design once I'm done. So the only problem with the low tack transfer tape is it's kind of a hassle to get the design to transfer, obviously, because it's not super sticky. And I feel like I usually face these problems with this textured gold, not necessarily with just regular plain vinyl. It's mostly with the glitter or, you know, anything that has a different texture to it instead of just smooth. You just have to go slower and make sure you have all your letters or numbers or, you know, all the pieces, basically. And let's make sure. And when the design has lines, it's perfect because it's so much easier to line up the words. That looks good. And I'm gonna try to do this with my nails instead of the weeding tool because I don't want to risk scratching. Okay, and you see how this lifts up right away because it's barely sticky, which is exactly what you want when you're working with paper. Let me get my tweezers. This is the heart that tried to escape. Okay. Awesome. Let me grab the cardstock and all the supplies we're going to need to make the paper flowers. All right, so what we're going to need is cardstock, scissors, and a glue gun. And I like to use the 65-pound cardstock. I have just found that it's the best weight. It's not too heavy and it's not too thin. And I buy this from Michael's, so I just wanted to show you what it looks like in case you're interested. And I think the color I want to go with is, let's see, let's bring in the sign. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe we can do this. Maybe we can do 2 shades of blue. So this and this, or we can do yeah, I think that'll be nice. Okay, let's do that. All right, let's start with the light blue one. First step is I'm gonna cut it into 4 pieces, and it does not have to be perfect at all. We're just making them smaller. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut off all the corners. We don't want any of these sharp edges. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle or oval. We just want these gone. Okay, and then you start from one side and you start cutting almost like a circle, just like in a circular motion. You keep going. And again, does not have to be perfect. All right, and then we're gonna cut off this piece. We're gonna grab the bone folder and we start rolling. You start going, and I know some people use tools. Gosh, I can't remember what it's called. I'll find it and I'll link it below. They use a tool to do this instead of by hand. I think it saves some time. I'm just used to doing it this way. Okay, you keep going until you reach this tiny flap that we left, and this is where the glue goes. So you put a little bit of glue. You hold it down, and don't worry about this. We're going to cut it off in a minute. You just wait until it's dry. I forgot that I said I was going to use the those protectors from Dollar Tree. Right, now that the flowers are ready, let's bring this in and let's see how we want to arrange them. I'm thinking, so this flap is what we're going to use as our base. So that's why I told you earlier not to worry about it, because now I can use it to put the glue gun, and then it just hides under the second one. All right, I'm thinking maybe 3 on this side, and then maybe just 1 dark blue one on the top. Okay, I like how that looks. So let's start gluing them down. All right, and then I'll move this aside just so I can put this. Okay, what do you think? So this is what it looks like from the side, and then I'll show you how it looks next to my coffee machine. Another project complete. The next thing I found is this container, which the size is perfect for me to store stickers in. I make a lot of stickers throughout the week, you know, sometimes for my kids, sometimes for fun. And a lot of the times I make them for like giveaways to put in orders. If I get any orders on Etsy and I'm shipping things out, I like to put stickers in the packages. And I also, if I'm working on new PNG or SVG designs, I print them out on sticker paper to test out and see if, you know, the resolution looks good, how the colors look, just to make sure when people buy the files that they're getting exactly what they're expecting and they're getting high quality designs. So I love this size, and I'm just gonna have the word stickers here. I found a really fun font that I'm gonna be using. All right, while that dries, we can read out this, and it just says stickers. And it has small pieces on the inside, which I wasn't sure how it was going to cut out, but it cut out really nicely. So what I did was, I believe the font was, the letters were thinner than what you see. So I created an offset and combined them all together just to make the letters a little bit thicker. Because if I had cut it out as is, I was just nervous that it wasn't going to cut properly. So I just added an offset, same color and everything, just to make it look thicker. All right, so I have this leftover piece of transfer tape. Okay, looks great. Perfect. Let me show you some of the stickers. So I have this. I made this for my daughter's teacher. She loves Taylor Swift. So I made her a bunch of these, and these were just extra. I didn't like how some of the laminate was lifting, just because it was too close to the corner, so I fixed that, and then I did it again. And then these were just some funny designs that I was working on. My anxiety has anxiety. I cry a lot, but I'm so productive. This is also a Taylor Swift reference. I'm cute, but I cry a lot. Love yourself. This was motivational. I came, I saw, I overthought, I left. Wait, I'm overthinking. Yeah, so just a bunch of stickers that I like to have a nice container for. So I'll add the rest later. And yeah, let's move on to the next one. Next, I found this really pretty glass jar that I want to use for my washi tape, for my extra washi tape, I should say, because I have this holder free for all the main ones that I use. For the matte tape, regular tape, and then a few washi tapes in the middle. And so I just wanted something for all the extra. What I did for this was the same font we did for stickers, and it just says washi tape. Let's prep the surface first so that it's drying while I'm working on weeding out the design. So again, I did the same thing with this one where I added an offset just to make it a little bit thicker. And I feel like it really made a difference because otherwise it would have been way too thin. All right, I'm just gonna get my cup holder to put the jar on. Let's see. Perfect. Now, with a curved surface, I usually cut slits on the sides just so that it lays nicely, but this is a smaller design, so we'll see. Maybe I don't need to. Looks great. I'm just gonna start in the middle and push out. And I will cut the sides just so that it lays nicely. I think we're almost ready. Perfect. Let me show you. So these are some of the extras that I have, and that's it. What do you think? And I really like that these two match because they're going to be next to each other on the shelf, so it's really nice. All right, last but not least, I found this wood blank that I thought was really nice to just customize. I want to add a nice quote on it just for my office space. So I'm going to add a very thin layer of some acrylic paint. I'm thinking I'll do just like a beige. It's barely going to look like anything. It just gives it a little more of a smoother look because I want the wording to be in white. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Let me go get the paint and let's get started. Okay, now while that dries, let's weed out the design. And what I decided to do, and let's see how this turns out. Let me do the white one first so I can show you. This just says, believe in yourself. I knew the dots for the eye were gonna try to escape. We have one more. letter. Okay. Okay, so this says believe in yourself, and then I created an offset just around B and U, just to highlight the looks like this is being a little stubborn, but we can fix it, especially since this is going to be behind the white. So let me see. I'm hoping, I thought of this idea just as I was cutting the white piece, and so then I just wanted it to pop out a little bit more. What I'm gonna do is I'm also gonna use the Caesar transfer tape because we're using because we're transferring onto wood. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And what I'm thinking is I'll place the transfer tape on the white first, and then we'll just align the pink one behind it. Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay, so now I am actually going to grab a piece of parchment because this is going to start sticking here. Okay, perfect. That's exactly where I want it to be. Now let's do the same thing to you. Awesome. Okay, and now it is ready to go on the wood. Let me see if it's dry, and then I'm also gonna do this. Yep. See, I mean, it's barely, you can barely notice it, but I just wanted a smoother look. And I also wanted the white to pop out. So I think this color is just gonna help it pop a little bit more. All right, let's make sure this is centered. I'm just gonna eyeball this. Okay, I'm gonna hold this down. Looks great. Oh my gosh, I love it. This is exactly how I imagined it would look. And the pink behind BU, I mean, amazing. Let me get all the projects so that we can see everything we finished today. All right, everyone, this is everything I worked on today. I'm so happy with how it turned out. Honestly, this wallpaper really impressed me. If you're looking to buy peel and stick for any kind of project in your house, they had so many designs. I can't believe I've never tried this before. I was really happy with it. I'm so excited to put this sign in my kitchen. I love to change things up, you know, every few months. So this was a very inexpensive way to add a new piece to my space. And I hope you liked the paper flower technique that I used. If you'd like to see more videos about that, or if you'd like to see videos of me working on some artwork with paper flowers, let me know. I sometimes buy wall decor from places like Hobby Lobby, and I add different colors of paper flowers to them. I've received custom requests from family and friends for stuff like that. So if you'd like to see a video of me working on those requests, just let me know, and I'll be happy to do that. And the font turned out perfect for these, great addition. And this piece turned out great. Even though the paint was a very subtle addition, it really helped the white pop out. And I'm really loving the pink, just the small hint of pink in the back. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching this video. It took me a long time to finish it. I kept needing to stop. It's really, it's honestly a labor of love, especially getting work done while the kids are home and my husband is working from home. So I would really appreciate it if you guys give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I'm so happy to have you here. And I'll see you next time. Bye.